What's up, everyone? Ginger and I here from the sixth round, and today we're doing Matchmaker Monday. Our first one, our first fighter to start our matchmaking with is none other than Sir Paddy Pimbleton. Big, big star. A lot of talk about him. Just got a lot of hype. Comes into the UFC. He's on a four-fight win streak. Last win against Jared Gordon. I mean, very much debatable if that was a win or not.
Uh, I was about to say three and a half and a half.
3.5 fight win streak. We'll call it. We'll call it good at that. But yeah, so today we're really just gonna be going through Paddy's record, just kind of looking at the guys that he's fought, looking at the people of who we think he should be fighting next, and yeah, just kind of have some fun with it.
Oh yeah.
So Ginger,
Okay.
um, at 155, I mean that's a fucked up division um literally for anyone, even for some of the most
Oh
talented
yeah.
people. If you're at
It-
155, that's a scary place to be.
oh my
um
god.
he's on a four fight winning streak. He got first round KO over Luigi Vengermini, who I think has been since cut from the UFC.
Yep.
First round
Believe so.
submission over Rodrigo Vargas, who I think has also since
Mhm.
been cut from the UFC. Second round sub over Jordan Levitt, who isn't he's a solid fighter. He's not a great fighter by any stretch, just very much of a
Yeah.
jiu-jitsu guy.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
and then his last one, UFC 282, Jared Gordon, unanimous decision win.
I think both of us agree that it should have been unanimous, but for the other guy,
Yeah,
it should have
basically.
100%. It it showed a lot of the flaws we already knew that Patty had in his game, keeping
Yep,
his chin up, the
yep,
defensive flaws coming in.
yep.
And it just really showed in that fight just how much he actually needs to improve in his striking and mainly his striking defense.
Yeah, no,
And
100%.
it's just like, oh, I'm fine. I'll get through my fights. And it's just like, dude, you fight some of these guys, you're gonna get knocked out. You just are. The fact that uh, Jared Gordon kept throwing the same left hook for 10 straight minutes because the third round was mainly grappling.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
left hook, left hook, left hook. You get
Money
caught
all
by a
day.
check left hook from some of these guys, you're going
Dustin
out.
Poirier.
Yeah.
like,
Like, dude, you
like
got rocked
Bazzi.
bad in your first fight.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's and yeah, with Luigi Venture, the first round KO. But let's
Mhm.
not forget he was
Yeah.
hurt bad in that fight. Like,
Oh yeah.
oh, but fuck, I.
These buckles saw stars. Like there ain't.
Oh yeah. So the thing with Patty is, I feel like the biggest argument, everyone's like, oh, he's young, he's got time to improve. Like, you know what I mean? He's only 28 years old, which is very
Yeah.
young still. He's just starting to enter his prime. The
Yes.
problem is, though, he's been a professional fighter for 10 years now. He's got a record of 20-3.
Yep.
All of these flaws of how he strikes, like just like you said, he backs away, chin up in the air, trying to use his length and reach over his opponents
Mhm.
to like just like evade. Um, the the combinations, he's still just sloppy with it. He gets backed up on the cage way too easy, pressured way too back.
Yep.
Like it, there's
It,
just too many flaws that like if you're fighting for 10 years and if you were a high level fighter, these things would be fixed by now. Like that's just
yeah. Or like him coming in with his chin up, right?
Mhm.
It could almost be forgiven if he had really good head movement, which he has 0 of.
Yeah, no, yeah, no head movement at all.
So no head movement, chin up, arms down most of the time,
Yeah.
coming in with sloppy combinations, like that's just what his career has been.
Mhm.
And yeah, he's got some power, he's got a chin, obviously,
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely.
but
That's for sure. Because he's been cracked, and
that only,
he hasn't been knocked out at
lasted,
all in his career.
yeah. But like we're saying, it only lasts for so long.
And because
You're
it's also so just looking like through his record real quick. Um
yeah.
So I mean, like full contact contender, some fight promotion, but he was,
Mhm.
um, he won the vacant featherweight championship there, defended it
Mhm.
once, got to Cage Warriors, won the featherweight championship, defended the featherweight championship, ended up losing it. Made his lightweight debut after that, won the or actually sorry, lost for the vacant title. I could have sworn that he was a double champion.
I don't think it was a double champ. I think he ended up winning both belts, but he didn't have them simultaneously.
Because I'm just looking through Wikipedia right now, and it just doesn't it doesn't say that he's won the lightweight title. Cage Warriors.
He,
Either
he
way,
might not
either way,
have.
I thought he was. Either way, he was a champion in Cage Warriors, multiple title fights, title
Mhm.
defenses. You know what I mean? Like he has the experience there, and
Yeah.
exactly for him to still be fighting this way, it really does not show well for his prospects in like the future, in my opinion.
Yeah. I
So because
in turn
no, go for
go
it.
ahead.
Sorry.
Okay. So like what I'm seeing for Patty with the way he's talking about like everyone else, even fighters who are saying he's doing things wrong. He's like, no, you don't know what we're talking about. This is on the third. I 100% foresee in his future like the Marvin Vittori complex of being in the corner, like your coach is telling you you're down, and he's just like, "I'm winning the fight. What are you
Yeah,
talking about?" Like just arguing with his coach is like, and I foresee that just probably happening right now, like
I wouldn't be surprised,
with his
honestly.
coaches, because I guarantee his coaches don't like the fact that he gets so heavy out of camp.
Mm. Oh,
I know his
come
coaches
on. There's
definitely
no
don't like
way.
him having his chin up, hands down.
Mm-mm. Nah,
So like I foresee like some bad things happening with Pimblett going into his next fights.
100%. And
So,
because I mean, there are some people that want to see him start fighting the top 15
mhm,
guys. I just do. He is not ready. So a quick
mm-mm,
run through of 10 through 15 of the UFC lightweight division from 10 to
mhm.
15. Jalen Turner, Dan Hooker, Demir Ismagulov, Anato Moicano, Drew Dober, and Grant Dawson. The only one he has any sort of a chance against, in my opinion, is Grant Dawson.
Yeah.
But Grant's he's a good ass fighter. Like
Oh my god.
he's on the way up. He is putting some beatings on, dude. He's outpacing them.
Yeah.
Like Eddie cannot hold up to that. Like I don't like
No, and
he might be able to catch like a flashy sub or you know what I mean. But
something like
like
that. But to what you're saying, like putting a pressure on people and like just outlasting them
mm,
with Grant Dawson, Pimblett was exhausted by the third round against Jared Gordon,
yeah,
and Gordon was not pressuring him
no that was
that
not
much.
a high pace fight.
Dawson will be pushing him back. Dawson will be putting pressure on him, trying to make him grapple, trying to throw into adding in combinations. He
Mm,
is going to tire Pimblett out to the point like to
okay.
where I do think like go ahead.
Sorry, I just wanted to look up the total,
Mhm.
just the stats and stuff from that fight.
Yes.
So I mean, honestly, I get looking at the numbers, is definitely more than what I remembered in my head. Um,
Yeah.
so total strikes attempted for Paddy 194, landed
Mhm.
97.
Yeah.
Jared 143, landed 100. Paddy 0 for
Yeah.
3 on takedowns. Jared 3 for 6 on takedowns. Jared had a total of 6 minutes, 28 seconds of control time. Paddy 35 seconds.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
that's honestly more output than I do remember in my head.
It, it's a higher output, but you got to remember most of Jared Gordon's strikes that he was landing were counters
Yeah.
coming off the back foot.
Hmm.
That is not where like whereas Grant Dawson, all his output is going to be pushing Patty backwards.
Yeah. And I mean, and that's where Patty, I guess in the in the Luigi Vendramin fight,
Mhm.
and also in the Vargas fight, they start touching him, they push forward, he catches them. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Rodrigo starts pushing forward, Patty shoots a takedown, gets the sub. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
it like that's what I'm saying. There is the potential against Grant Dawson of
There is.
anyone, but I favor it's like 70-30 Grant. Like
Yeah.
and because yeah, it's like those are higher stats than what I remember, but
Yeah.
you look at some of those dudes at 155, they're putting up a pace like that's not.
Oh my god. Like, you put him up against someone like a Moicano.
I kind of want money, brother.
Moicano want money, and he could get money with Pimblett, but
Yo, that's a big money fight. Moicano would take that fight.
easy.
Yo,
He would
anyone
love
in
to
the
shut
top
up
15
that
takes
bread.
that fight. Honestly, let's be
Huh?
real.
Most of the, what do you say?
Anyone in the top 15 would take that fight.
Most of the people at the lower end of the top 15, like 10 through 15, definitely.
I mean,
Uh,
obviously, like not top five and shit like that, but
yeah.
but I don't know,
Well, even I
just
don't see like Dos Anjos would be like, get the fuck out of here. I already want to beat up one mouthy fucking dude from that area of the world.
he's like, I'm trying to get the better version of you. Come on, man.
Exactly. I'm trying to get the other version, you know.
But yeah,
So,
but realistically, guys that I can see him fighting
uh
outside of the top 15. So if we want to look at good old Tapology, a lovely site, um,
very lovely.
going to their rankings outside of their top 15, they have Paddy ranked at 23.
Yes.
So the people above him before the top 15 that don't have a fight book are Drakkar Close, Mark Madsen, Diego Fajeda, Guram Kudataladze, Gregor Gillespie, and Joel Alvarez.
Yeah.
Where do you want to start at 17 with that, or you want to start at 20? Where you want to go?
I think we start with, I think probably the one that he would be most likely to have more success in, which is probably going to be Diego Fajeda.
Very true. Diego, he a solid ass fighter, was in the top 15 for a
Very
good
solid.
amount of time. But he was on a great streak leading up to 2020 with a submission win over Anthony Pettis.
Mhm.
But since then, 2021 decision lost to Benny Dariush. 2021 got TKO'd by Gregor Gillespie in his return. And
Mhm.
then he also got TKO'd by Mateus Gamera in 2020.
Yeah.
Has not fought since.
He has not fought since. He was supposed to fight again in 2021. Again, no, sorry, he was supposed to fight last year in July
Mm.
against Jakar Close,
Yep.
and Fajeda got injured.
Yeah.
So he's due for an upcoming. He's due for a fight.
Yep.
And to be fair, this is actually a really good measuring stick for Paddy Pimblett
It
because
really
every
is.
single guy that Diego Fajeda has lost to in the UFC has been or is currently in the top 15 because he has his first loss in the UFC was to Benny Dariush,
Damn, yeah.
current top 5.
Yep.
Dustin Poirier, current top 5.
Yep.
Lost a second fight to Benny by split decision this time.
Yep. After a 6-fight winning streak.
Yes. Gregor Gillespie, who I think was out of the top 15 at that point due to inactivity, but was also in the top 15.
Yeah, his skills when he's there and not hurt,
Mhm.
he's a top 15 guy for sure.
Oh, yeah. And then Mateus Gamera, like we were just saying, current top
10.
10.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's
100%, like this is a great measuring post for if you want to see uh, where Paddy Pimblett's at because this is a really good fight
oh yeah, 100%.
and it's not one that he has some TKOs on his record
Yeah,
but for the most part he is a submission guy. He is a
100%.
grappler and he's trying to get the fight to the ground for the most part. So,
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like he's 100% like a BJJ guy. He's
oh
looking to
yeah.
get the takedown, looking to get the sub. But it's like for a guy like Patty, who is
Mhm.
notably very like hittable on his feet, Diego will still go out there try and put hands on you, and
Oh
like
yeah.
he'll touch you up if you're not careful. So
Oh
like,
yeah.
but
Diego
yeah,
can
and
throw
then
hands.
that would be very interesting to be able to like that would also be a good test of really where like Patty's grappling
Diego is.
is at too. His grappling like the
Mhm.
top 15 because
Oh yeah.
Diego like yeah, obviously like much more of a grappler instead of like
Mhm.
the like wrestler. Um but it's like if Diego's able to like hold him down in positions or whatever, then it's like, bro, you're not dealing with the Armins, the Mateuses, the fucking the Bennies, the Charles. You know what I mean? Like it's just not gonna
No,
happen.
yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, no, there's a
like
lot of
it.
guys in the top 15 who would fuck you up on the ground if you can't get past Diego Fajeda.
Oh yeah, and then yeah, on the flip side, Diego
Especially,
Fajeda on a 3 fight
Mhm.
losing streak, coming off of 2 finishes as well.
Yeah,
Like that's a make it or break it fight for him. Like
it really is. And I mean, like, it could end up falling through to where he no longer is fight because he is 38 as well. He
yeah,
is an older fighter.
yep,
So
can
it
end
is
up there,
very much a vet versus a young prospect.
100%.
And so there's multiple ways that this fight can go. And I honestly could see it going a lot of different ways. But it, like you're saying with the grappling, if you have title aspirations at all at 155
Yeah,
and you can't get past the grappling of Diego Fajeda,
it's not.
Islam will murder the fuck out of you.
That's why when I said the list, I didn't even bring up Islam's name because there's so many other
No,
people that
yeah.
are gonna
There are so
just
many other people, but
that are
like
gonna
if you I'm
destroy
just
him
saying if you
before he
have
even gets there.
yeah. But if somehow he like they do the Connor thing of not giving him any other wrestlers. But that's the thing, like getting up to that title shot then, oh, you're in for a rude awakening because
Oh yeah,
where yeah, no, he definitely would if you cannot get that past Diego Fajeda, Benny Dariush, any of these guys and their grappling,
yeah,
you do not stand a chance against Islam.
yep, game
You just
over.
don't. Because Islam at that point, he would look at Pat and be like, "Yeah, I'm just double legging you. I'm not even gonna
Yeah,
do what I was doing with Volk.
I'll
I'm
just
just gonna
ankle
double
pick
leg
him.
you."
It's over.
Yeah.
uh, but yeah, so
So
Diego definitely would be a fun matchup, but who knows
mhm,
where exactly he's at when he's coming. But would love to see.
exactly.
Um, I think the one that I would want to see the most out of all of them,
Yes.
it's the toughest test for him out of them all
Mhm.
by far. But
Yes.
holy shit, it's a fun fight. And El Fenomeno, Joel Alvarez, he is such a good fighter. Um,
Mhm.
he comes in, loses to Demir Ismagulov 2019 by decision. No shame in that. Demir's a fucking
No.
tank. Um, gets 4 wins in a row, 4 finishes. Names like Joe Duffy on there. Tiago Moises. So like was working his way up. Got
Yeah.
fucking smashed by Armin though.
Yeah.
He got shown that exactly. You could be a
Mhm.
great striker. You could be solid on the ground. But if you're not
Yeah.
like being solid, that's not enough when you get to those top level guys.
No, it
You
is
have
not.
you have to be good. You have to know like all you have to know like how to the ins and out of transitions and just how to stand up. Like it's just.
Yeah, 100%.
But I mean that is definitely like Patty's gonna be looking to shoot that one for sure, in my
Oh,
opinion.
oh yeah. He would be looking to shoot, which yeah, the 2 losses he has, like again, another great measuring stick for where Patty is because both guys, uh, Demiris Magulov, top 15,
Yep.
Armin Surikin, top 10.
Yep. If he could
Like,
beat Joel Alvarez, he's in a position to get way further than I think most people think that he is.
oh, 100%.
And like yeah, and that's like
Which I
that's
think
that
if he
kind of
were,
fight.
Mhm. I think if you were to beat Joel Alvarez, he's already surpassed the expectations for what we would think of where he can go.
100%, yeah, because
Because
I'm saying it. I think this is his hardest test. Like
yes,
I that's like that's like 85-15 like Yoel, you know what I mean? That's
oh yeah, like
like that's I heavily favor him in the fight.
yeah,
But yeah,
you would have to.
yeah,
There
it's
isn't any
bro
like
because
Patty has not given
Joel
the
shouldn't even be
reason.
at he shouldn't even be at lightweight. Like
Huh?
this dude's 29 years old, he's 6'3" and has a 77-inch. Like that's fucking crazy.
That is insane.
That's
This dude is
crazy.
that's a welterweight frame right there.
Bro, that's damn near a middleweight. What do you mean?
No, I know.
Izzy's like fucking 1 inch taller with like three
I
inches
know.
of reach. Like that's it.
I know.
Paddy
But
5'10" with a 73-inch reach. Yeah, there'd
no,
be
yeah,
5 inches of height, 4 inches of reach difference on. That's a rough one.
and yeah, no, like it's just very interesting, like where this fight would be able to go because I don't think his. I'm again, depending on how the fight goes, like this easily could just be another situation where where I can see Paddy Pimblett getting caught with like just multiple, just
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
left hook, just like the fight against Jared Gordon.
But Joel's gonna
Because
have way more sting on those left hooks, you know.
oh yeah, because
Yeah,
Jared Gordon is much more of a grappler,
hundred
and
percent.
that's the thing.
That vet kind of
Uh,
grinds you out. Like
mhm. And Alvarez is not the type to throw like one punch or just two punch combinations.
he's
He's
gonna
going to
put it
come
on you.
forward with those
Oh
when
yeah.
he's so you're not just going to be able to get away from someone like Joel Alvarez like and come out unscathed.
Yep.
He is getting hurt in that fight.
Yeah. That's that. I think that's probably the least likely out of all of them, but it's definitely a fun.
Yeah.
But I think honestly the most likely for Paddy and who I think he'll
Mhm.
probably get next. I think it's Tapology's number 22 ranked Jakar
Yep.
Close. I I honestly
I
think
yep.
that's gonna be the next one for him
Mhm. I could easily see that happening.
because Jakar
100%.
2020 got a TKO loss to Benny in the wild fight.
Wild fight.
He was one punch away from sleeping Benny. Like it was an
Yeah.
absolute. Comes back in 2022, gets a TKO over Brandon Jenkins and a decision win over Rafa Garcia.
Mhm.
Um, he's been here for a bit. He like his last two losses dating back to 2017 are David Tate and Benny Dariush.
Which
Got
Benny Dariush is not a
top four guy right now. Should be like top
yeah,
three. Like
exactly. Not someone to but that's the thing, like with Drakkar Klose, like because we're just praising Joel Alvarez as his tough sets. This is more than likely one of his hard, like probably his second hardest, just because of some of the names. Because like uh, Drakkar Klose has wins over Mark Dikidze, Lando Venata, Bobby Green. Like he has very good wins. He has very good experience fighting someone like Benny Dariush.
oh,
Like
100%. Bro,
so,
he
this
he
fight
fought
very
he
much is
fought
still
Benny
a
in his that was his 14th pro fight, and he was fighting Benny. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like he fought Bobby Green in his 12th pro fight. Like like yeah, it's
yeah. Venata in his 11th
yeah, like and
fight.
yeah, exactly. Getting like being able to get decision wins over them. You know what I mean? Like Christos
Yeah.
Giagos, another vet in the game. Like
Oh
it
yeah.
yeah, like took the O off Mark DeCasey's record. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
he's
no.
a solid ass fighter, and
Solid fighter.
he's big, strong, and yeah, he's gonna fucking put it on Paddy.
A
I
hundred
I just feel
percent.
like in comparison to like the Joel Alvarez fight,
Mhm.
I think that one obviously the reach is like a big factor.
Oh yeah.
So like just Paddy could definitely be a bit more defensively effective against like Jakar Close. He's also I don't think
Yes.
Jakar's as technically sound on the feet as Joel Alvarez.
Yes.
Um and I feel like the like ability to get takedowns and possibly a submission will be for Paddy in that fight as well.
I mean that's entirely fair. I'm just saying like I think this is just a like not just as hard of a test. It's
Oh
just
yeah.
I think it's out of the people we're thinking of who he should be fighting next. This is the second hardest out of all of them.
No, I 100% agree because honestly there are just some names where it's like I mean like Gregor Gillespie he grapple fucks Paddy, you know what I mean, but like
Yeah.
they're not going to make that fight.
Not only that, we don't
Guram
even
Kuda Taladze, I think he beats the shit out of Paddy, but like they're not going to make that fight, you know what I mean?
no, yeah. They're not making that fight.
Shit, Bobby Green's
Yeah.
fighting Jared Gordon like
Yeah, and if Bobby Green had like honestly, they would have tried to probably put him up against Bobby Green.
yeah. I mean, I think they're like I feel like after that Jared Gordon fight, they really just saw like, okay, everyone recognizes that Jared beat him, so let's put him up against like a bigger guy, and Patty
Yeah.
still needs some. So I think that's why they're gonna
Mhm.
go to like a lower ranked guy like Jakar
So do
Close.
I. like a close, like a Joel Alvarez, even though I'm not
Yep.
sure if they'll put him against Joel Alvarez because
100%.
of
I
everything
just
we're
I don't
saying.
really think. But
But there are people, well, like there in terms of matchmaking, like I think these are the best fights to be trying to get him into, like
mhm,
because they're actually going to be tests and stuff like that. Because
100%.
there are people on Twitter who think Drew Dober is this like great matchup for Paddy Pimblett to win,
No. No.
which it is not by
No.
any stretch.
Peop-
Are you
Any
kidding me?
anyone who think that's like a close fight in sort of the stretch, like nah.
No,
Drew shits all over Petty in my opinion. Like
true. Like that's one of those like, oh, Scouts just can't get knocked out.
I
Left hook.
mean Masvidal knocked out Darren Till, so
No, yeah, exactly. And I just don't see how people think that's a close fight because, like, again, Drew Dober, another person who's very solid on the ground and very solid on the feet and has a solid chin. I don't think Patty's going to have the power. I don't think Patty's power is going to be anything that Drew Dober hasn't seen before.
not even close.
And so
He was
I
able to
don't,
get through first round T Rex. Like
yeah.
that's as that's some of the scariest first 5 minutes you can get in that division. Like
Oh, yeah. And like just going through like Dober's record, Bobby Green, uh, Rafael Alves, Terrence McKinney, Brad
got a lot of
Riddell,
guys.
Islam Makhachev, Alexander Hernandez, Nasrat Happerast, Benny Dariush, Frank Camacho. Like he has fought people and very good people. He
Oh
has
yeah.
not just been fighting people making their debuts or people on, you know, 1-1 in the UFC like Patty has. Like, and he
Yeah.
has been in the UFC for a hot minute.
Mhm.
For a hot minute. He has been, jeez, he fought all the way back
2014 or
at
something?
2013, November
2013.
2013. He
Yep.
was 14-4 when he came in.
Yeah.
Current
Like Drew's been
he's
around.
12-7. But like some of the guys he's lost to, again, Brad Riddell, someone who was in the top 15, I believe in the top 10. Islam Makhachev, current champion. Benny Dariush, top
Yeah.
top 5. Like a
Yeah.
lot of the people he's lost, like the last people he has lost to have been some of the upper echelon of the lightweight division.
No, yeah. 100%. And
So
it's I mean, I if they try and push Patty, they might give him that Drew Dober fight. I I hope for
I
Patty
don't.
they don't. But I mean like it when I think it was after his Rodrigo Vargas fight,
Mhm.
um either that one or the Luigi Vendramini one. I was like he's
Yeah.
going to lose one of his first 5 UFC fights.
Yes.
And he should have lost that Jared Gordon one.
He should
Um
have by
but
decision. Yeah.
I think that yeah, more than likely gonna give him Jakar close, and I think he's probably gonna lose that one.
No.
So
Yeah.
I mean, Paddy Pimblett, 20-3 right now. We gotta see what the UFC wants to do with him, see where he's at, and but either way, his next fight, whoever it's against, gonna be a lot of fun. Gonna be a lot of hype behind it,
Mhm.
and
Oh, 100%.
pretty excited to see where it goes.
Oh yeah. I,
But
I'm
I
It's
think
gonna be interesting to see where it goes from here on out, just because of how the last fight went. I feel like he almost has to feel like he needs to go out and get finishes because people are saying he lost.
yeah, might try and like prove himself extra.
Yes.
Yep. Uh, but I think that's gonna wrap up our first episode of Matchmaker Monday. This was a lot of fun. Um, and I don't know. We'll figure out how we're gonna get going for next week. But thank you everyone for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed it. Maybe give suggestions for who we should do some matchmaking for. Like, subscribe, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Peace.